Okay, so, oops. Let me go back a little bit. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here at this webinar today. We are going to be talking about celebrating success. So it's very important to praise and encourage our students as they make progress in English. And as they get to important milestones, like completing the 7th lesson, when they take a review quiz, and then at the end of all 50 lessons, when they complete the level, we like to have a party, a ceremony to recognize them, and also to recognize all of the teachers and volunteers who have made the program possible. And so in this session, I'm just going to touch on some ways that you can celebrate the success of your program, and also how to report the progress of your program. So let's take a look. We like to have big celebrations at the end, but we also like to have small celebrations in between. And these are very motivating for the students. It is hard work to learn a language. And we want to make this fun and enjoyable for our adult learners. We want them to see the progress that they're making. And it can mean so much to them to receive a certificate. I know I had one student who I had taught English for several years, and I taught the classes at his workplace. And so I had never been to his home, but one day I got the chance to do a Zoom call with him. And so I could see the room where he was sitting, and I saw on the wall, he had all of the certificates framed and hanging on the wall of the English classes he had completed with me over the years. And he was very proud of them. And so he was showing me the wall. He was pointing to it and all of the certificates. He said, I have all of my certificates hanging here except for the first one. And I said, what happened to the first one? And he said, I sent it to my parents in Guatemala, and they have it hanging on the wall in their house. And so this was really touching to me, because I knew that the students liked getting certificates. I knew that it was fun having these ceremonies, but I didn't realize the impact that it had on them, and that they wanted to share this even with their families. So after every 7th lesson, we usually have a little party in class. And this is when we're doing in-person classes. We will have a snack and give out certificates of completion for everyone. We usually have some music, and we sing songs and play a game. But it's just a relaxing time of fellowship. And sometimes students want to do what we call a potluck. So potluck is where everyone brings a dish of food to share with the class. And that is really fun because we get to try different foods. But sometimes, especially for the women, it is a lot of work and expense for them to prepare some special food for the class. And so because I want this to be a time of relaxation and celebration for them, I don't want them to have to, get up early and cook something special and buy food for everyone in the class. So I will usually provide, something to eat. I will bring food, or we will order a pizza, or, and often if you're doing the program in a church or in a larger organization, you can ask people in the church to provide food if they would like to do that, to bring cookies or something for the students. Because I was doing my classes many times in manufacturing factories, I would ask the supervisor of the factory to provide food for us. So that was always a nice treat. And we would often have extra food we could take home too. So that was good. But after we complete all 50 lessons, and if you are doing lessons 2 hours a week, 2-hour classes twice a week, it would be in about 6 months, you will complete all 50 lessons. And that's when we have a big graduation ceremony. So this celebrates all that the students have accomplished in learning English. This celebrates all of the teachers and assistants who have volunteered their time to make the classes possible. And it also serves as a way to promote our classes and to recruit new students and volunteers so we can keep our program going. So when we do the big recognition ceremony or graduation ceremony, you may want to call it, we usually promote it. So about 2 weeks before, we will promote it on social media, let people know that we are having this special graduation. We can put up flyers, church bulletin announcements. I ask the students to invite their family and friends to come and see them graduate. We invite the church members and even other local English program workers to come. We can invite important people in the community, like the mayor, or someone, that the students will recognize, to make everyone realize that this is a big event. This is an important event. And so we will typically have the pastor or another important person present the certificates. So that, and often the pastor will say a few words, congratulating the class and talking a little bit about the program. And also during this ceremony, we will recruit some students to speak briefly in English to show off what they have already learned. Now, many students are nervous to talk in public, so we don't want to force them to talk, but some of our more outgoing students will tell them, we have the opportunity. Would you like to recite a Bible verse during the ceremony? Or would you like to share your testimony or tell about what you've learned in class for a couple of minutes? And so this is a chance to show off what they have been learning. And that's always a lot of fun. We also, during the ceremony, we usually will have the class sing together one of the songs that we have learned in class. So in the Light of the World lessons, there are a lot of different songs, and usually they'll have a couple of favorite songs that they would like to sing. And we can also encourage the people in the audience to sing along with us if we provide the words for them. And another thing we do at the end of the ceremony, so usually we will call up the students one by one, the pastor or other person who's the master of ceremonies will call up the students by name, hand them the certificate, shake hands with them, and then they all stand up there together so we can get a class picture. And then everyone applauds for them. And then after the ceremony, at the very end, we announce that the classes are not going to stop. So this isn't the end. We completed level 1, but we're going to start now with level A2 next month and tell them the dates and the times that those will start, as well as you may want to, at this point, start another beginner class for new students who are coming in. So you can invite at that point people in the audience to enroll if they want to enroll as students in the beginner classes, or if they would like to volunteer to help. And you can tell them, we need assistant teachers to help us. We need people to, bring snacks to the class. We need people for childcare to watch the kids during the class, things like that. So let them know the volunteer opportunities and have sign-up forms available so everyone can go after the class and sign up. And we have certificates that are already pre-made for the Light of the World classes. So if you go to the Google Drive to the teacher's notes folder, I'll just show you that. It's going to take a minute to open, I think. It's just a little slow, but it should come up. Here it comes. Yeah, so the Google Drive folders, let me just go back here so I can show you what it looks like. So here's the Light of the World beginning A1 Google Drive, which you've probably seen. But up here at the top, it says Teacher's Notes, and that's where you find the certificates. So if you open that up, these are all the printable teacher's notes for every lesson. Also, you can have those. And down at the very bottom, we have the student certificates. So this one, we have two different ones. This one is in PDF format. And so if you can just print it and write in the student's name. This one is in Google Docs format, so you can edit it. So you will just, you can double click it to edit. You're gonna make a copy, download it, make a copy. Let me just show you real quick. If you just go to File, Make a Copy, and then you'll have your own copy of it. And then once you've made your own copy of it, you can just type in here. So instead of Sarah student, you'll put the name of your student. and says has completed lessons 1 through 7. You could change that to 1 through 50 or whatever they've completed, put the date, and then the names of the instructors. So those are the nice color certificates you can print out. Now, if you are doing a virtual online class, instead of printing those out, you can fill them out and then email them to the students. So I usually fill it out and then email it to them in PDF format. So a lot of times our students are in different countries and it's expensive or impossible to send mail there. And so we just give them a digital certificate and they can print it themselves. Be sure to get their names correct. Ask the students exactly how they want their names to appear. And you may also want to create a keepsake bulletin with student pictures and names. So you can hand this out to people at the graduation ceremony, or if you're doing an online graduation ceremony, you can show it during your online graduation. So this is just a sample. This is what we did last year for our ILTE graduation. And so you can see we just have an agenda. We shared videos and songs. We had some speakers. So we recognize everyone who was involved in it. And then because this was virtual, we had some students record videos ahead of time, and then we played their videos during the online graduation ceremony. So then we've got the names of all of the students and the pictures of those who have graduated. I see some familiar faces here. And then songs, we also had them record songs. And so you could print that out and hand it out or do that virtually. And again, if you want to use it, just go to File, Make a Copy, and then you can make a copy. You can edit it however you like. So any questions so far about the graduation ceremony or certificates?
Was that a picture of our thong? Our thong?
Yes. So both
famous.
Yeah, both Pastor Tong and Prakash were graduates last year. So we are so proud of them because yeah, they just recently went through the teacher training and now they are teaching others.
All right.
Yeah. And then just one last thing is reporting. So of course you should keep records of attendance and progress for your own program. That's important to do just so you know who has been coming to class, who hasn't. And if someone drops out and comes back, you can look up their records, see where they left. Also, so that you can report to your church or other organization and say, we trained 30 students this year. We had over 200 classroom hours of classes, just to be able to tell about your own accomplishments. But we ask that if you are using the Light of the World materials, that you also report that to our organization so we can tell our donors about your success. And so we can, at the end of the year, we can say, we trained 10,000 ESL students, using Light of the World or whatever the number might be. So you will, if you downloaded the materials from our website, you'll usually get an email towards the end of the year asking you to fill out that reporting form. And we really appreciate it. It just takes a minute, just tell us how many people you trained, but we love to have those numbers so that we can share that with others. We do make all of our materials available for free. And so in return, though, we do ask if you could let us know about your success so we can share it. Okay, so that is about all that I have for celebrating success, doing graduations, and reporting. Are there any other thoughts or comments that you guys have about this topic?
Melina, actually about regarding certificate. So I can teach, and after 7 lessons, and we can give that. And the logo and the title we can use from Literacy National, right?
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Before that, we need to have the consent from you, or we just can get access easily?
Yeah, you can, as soon as you fill out the form to register to get the downloads, you have access to that folder with the certificates. Yeah, so you have permission to use those.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Have you done any Zoom parties? For example, we're thinking of having a dinner with Zoom. We'll practice some vocabulary for the dinner table, the spoon, fork, everything, and have a Zoom dinner together. I'm not sure how it will work, but have you done something like that?
So not exactly like that, but I love that idea. That's really great. Yeah, so we've done, I mean, in terms of graduations, when we did the ILTI graduation last year, we had about 90 people on the Zoom call.
Wow.
I know with my family, we do weekly meetings with my family all around the country. And we're kind of sitting down, and many times we're eating, although that's not the purpose of it. But I think that would work great. And I would love to hear how it goes once you do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that idea. Well, I'm going to stop recording now. But thank you guys so much for listening to this topic.